Hey there, it's Bill of the North, and today's exciting episode is about the Ayamaya double underquilt for winter use. I've got two of them here, an orange one and the green one. As far as I can tell, they're the same. I sourced them from different retailers. The manufacturer claims a temperature rating of around minus 10 degrees Celsius, that's 14 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to be skeptical of that. That's why I've got two of them, because I can double them up. And together they do feel like they have a lot of loft. Here are the two underquilts strung up together. Some slight variations in size, differences in size, but that's to be expected. The orange one appears to be a little bit bigger. Both of them are within an inch or two either side of 8 feet long. And that was one of the criteria I wanted, something that was big enough for me. Roundabout, they're about 5 feet going around and outside of the hammock. And that was another of my criteria. And being inexpensive was another. These are about 65 to 70 a piece, and they have synthetic insulation, which is a big important thing for me. And when I was looking on the internet for various sources of other, we'll say more higher brand, upper quality stuff, none of them met all three. So I would have been spending $200 or $300 for an underquilt. It would have been too small, or it would have had down insulation, which I am not interested in. So remains to be seen how well these will function, however. The outside temperature is 38 degrees Fahrenheit. The winds are pretty steady at around 15 miles an hour. That gives us a wind chill pretty close to 30 degrees, give or take a degree or two in either direction. So this should be a fairly decent test of the winter underquilts today. As expected, some of the hammock is sticking through on either end. These quilts are, I think they're 8 feet long or so. The hammock is 12 feet, so you're going to expect that, no problem. All right, we're set up here, and let me kind of show you what's going on. This is the hammock, and it's running through the two winter quilts. And this is the suspension here for the winter quilt. And it's a real pain trying to hook these up, and everything's getting tangled up and caught up. And this is the little, what is it, a bishop bag, whatever the hammock comes in. This is a 12-foot hammock, by the way. So this is in the way. And now these are the cords on this end, and they're all twisted around each other. So this is all going to have to be reconfigured. This took me about 20 minutes just to get this far, and I can't imagine trying to do that in the dark. Okay, I'm in it. The boots are off. And you can see the underquilt is long enough, it's high enough on the side, the inner one is anyhow, that my foot is not exposed. The other side is coming up a little bit too high, and trying to pull the outer one up, but it doesn't want to cooperate. Anyways, I'm going to adjust myself a bit. Once again, I'm just covering my body with a bed sheet to test the underquilt as much as possible. So the underquilts are plenty long enough. Of course, they're a lot shorter than the hammock, but they're plenty long enough. None of us are 8 feet tall, and I am able to get a little bit of an asymmetric lay. Ideally, I think a rectangular shaped underquilt is best for an asymmetric lay or diagonal lay, but I can get a bit of one like this, and so far I'm comfortable. I've only been here 5 minutes, so we'll see what happens. No, the inner underquilt is up by my feet. I have coverage there. The outer underquilt does not, however. And it's actually a little bit smaller than the orange one. Not by much, but maybe an inch or two. Of course, on this side, everything pulls up nice where I really don't need it. So let me try shifting sides and just see if maybe it's a matter of how the suspension is rigged. Both of the underquilts have a D-ring There's that one. Both of them have a D-ring about the middle, so it would be possible, theoretically, to run a suspension line up to the hammock ridge line here. So this is, I've changed sides here. This is how it's hanging now. And I'm thinking maybe if the green one was on the inside, it might work out better. I don't know if I'm going to try that this trip. It's getting cold, blustery. I've had a few snowflakes coming down. And this is something probably best, a puzzle best solved at home. But on this side, the inner one comes up far enough, but the outer one is a little bit low. Up by my head though, both of them are right here. So my upper body feels like it would be okay. And I'm feeling warm from beneath, except on my shoulder blades where I can feel the sweat still. But that's to be expected when you're sweating. Definitely some adjustments need to be made on that elastic suspension on the end there. It's just not pulling right, it's just not hanging effectively. Maybe if I try this with one of my 10-foot hammocks, that would work better. This may be just a little bit too long for this, for these underquilts. One of the criticisms of these underquilts is that the elastic doesn't run through the top part of the hem here, and I think that's a valid criticism. They are kind of floppy. They're not pulling in and holding in the heat maybe as well as they could, but I'm thinking it wouldn't be too difficult to sew a piece of fabric on here, half an inch or an inch, and leave it hollow and just run an underquilt, run an elastic through there and take care of that problem. So if you are a do-it-yourselfer, you like doing things like that, that might be a good option for one of these cheap underquilts to make it more better useful, more better gooder. So this is what it looks like inside of the inside underneath the bed sheet. My feetsies are down there. I'm in the, looks like the crystal blue palace. I think I'm all covered up here for now, holding in my heat. Perfect. Oh, isn't this lovely? It's not too bad though. I'm in my own little world now. One of the issues of all of this material is how smooth it is. The rain fly, the underquilts, the hammock, even the carabiners. Once they get cold, they slip right out of your hand. I must have dropped everything 3 times trying to pack up and put it away today. Starting to snow. And unfortunately, we're running out of light, so I am heading home. I'll see you later. See, but the temperature dropped a few degrees while we were gone.